Namaste, welcome back to Sthitapragna channel. You are watching AWS Cloud Quest Solution Architect series. In this series so far we have finished two projects or two assignments or two quests which are about resource monitoring, where we learned about CloudWatch, Amazon CloudWatch, and then the second project was about backing up data, where we learned about how to use AWS backup. Okay, and in this project or quest we are going to do serverless foundations. The quest name, the project name is called Serverless Foundations, and in here we are going to help the New Cities amusement park. The IT department is developing a system to gather park visitor feedback and measure satisfaction in near real time. Due to budget constraints, the IT department wants a solution that can handle the task without provisioning a server. Okay, that is basically when we would go with a serverless architecture or use a serverless service, because we don't have to provision the server or manage it and etc. So let's go ahead and do it. And you can see my awesome bike. Okay, so let's not go any further. And I'm going here and picking the quest or redoing the project I already explained you. The reason being, I already finished these assignments or project before started recording these videos a couple of months ago. But since I'm recording them now, I cannot go and do them the normal way. And this will be, I think this and two more. Once those three are done, then we will do the projects the normal way, where we go to an NPC or a person in the city where they will explain their problem, and then we will give them solution and implement it. If you are following from Cloud Quest Cloud Practitioner, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay, where is this? Okay, this is the Serverless Foundation. Let's click Replay Lab. Okay, here we are. It doesn't look much because serverless, we are going to use the Lambda function here. And here we are at the diagram steps, and on the left side we have the video concepts as usual. I'm not going to play these videos here, but if you are interested in learning these or watching these videos, you know where to go. Go to the AWS tutorials for beginners playlist on our channel. We have all these videos. Just make a note of these concepts, and these are actually uploaded in order. I numbered them, so don't worry about it. It will be very easy to find it in our playlist. Go to the AWS tutorials for beginners, watch these videos, come back and watch the practical way of doing things using whatever you learned in these videos. So the step one, in this solution, the clients run synchronous calls on an AWS Lambda function. Okay, so you can see we have clients, and then there are synchronous invocation. There are like synchronous and asynchronous. I think we will learn going further. Lambda is part of the serverless offerings on AWS. You can use Lambda to run code without provisioning or managing servers, and you pay for only the resources that you use. A client sends a synchronous invocation to the Lambda function, which means that the invocation waits for the function to process the event and return a response. There will be asynchronous invocations as well, wherein you submit but you won't wait for the reply, because it will immediately reply you back, and then you will, if you want to check the status of it, then again you will make a call and see, okay, is it done or not. Okay, those are asynchronous, and these are synchronous, which means it will submit and it will wait until it processes and returns with a response. The Lambda function contains business logic that process the payload. The code can be written in one of several supported programming languages. Lambda uses compute power only when a call for a function is received. When the function code run is completed, a response is returned to the client. You can also invoke a function asynchronously, which means that you don't need to wait for a response from the function code. Okay, those are the diagram steps. Let's go into the plan. And practice lab goals are: use Python to create an AWS Lambda function. Let me turn that on. Deploy the Lambda function, test the Lambda function. Then we have DIY. Modify the Lambda function code to display different feeling values based on the emoji type value in the JSON element. I think we will learn more about what they are trying to do in the practice lab goals. Click on practice. Let's hope we will be able to successfully validate our DIY results, because in the last two we couldn't because it got hung. Let's hope that won't be the case today. I think there will be some lab files for the code. So let me download it. Once you click on download, it will ask you to save it on your computer. Okay, so this is just the lab. Let's go to step 1, and they want us to go click Lambda, North Virginia, Lambda, and then click on Lambda. AWS Lambda runs your code only when needed, and it can scale automatically from a few requests per day to thousands per second. Using Lambda, you can run code for virtually any type of application or backend service, all with no administration. Then they want to create as a function, which we will. A Lambda function consists of code and any associated dependencies. The Lambda function also has configuration information associated with it. And they want us to click author from scratch, because we are going to create it from scratch. Then we will give the Lambda function, then the runtime, like what do you want to use, Python 3.8 or other, or what language it is. There are so many languages it supports. Lambda runtimes allow functions in different languages to run in the same base execution environment. You configure your function to use a runtime that matches your programming language. Okay, then we will pick the role. I think they already created the role. We will pick that. A Lambda function's execution role is an AWS identity and access management role that grants the function permission to access AWS services and resources. You provide this role when you create a function, and Lambda assumes the role when your function is invoked. Then we'll click on create function. I think there will be settings to pick VPC as well. Okay, so once we assign, let's create it. Let's go next. And they're asking us to download the files. All runtimes share a common programming model that defines the interface between your code and the runtime code. Okay, lab, we'll come back here, which I already downloaded. So let me go and click code. Before doing that, we have to actually create the Lambda. So let's go ahead and create it. Let's open AWS console and Lambda. And it is North Virginia. And they want us to create a Lambda function, and the function name is lab function. You can see there are plenty of runtimes here, and we are going to pick Python 3.8, and architecture is that. Then they want us to choose the role, use existing role, and I think this is what they want. You even have options to enable VPC and etc. if you want private resource during invocation, but this is a lab. I don't think we need to do that. Create function. Now our function is created. This is a code section. We will just have a default template here with the Lambda handler function, which, as I mentioned, whenever Lambda is triggered, this is what gets triggered, and whatever the code inside it. Okay, let's go back. I think we need to copy paste the code. Click on the code, I guess, then select it, delete it, then copy and paste whatever they've provided us in the file. You tell the runtime which method to run by defining a handler in the function configuration. You can see that here. The runtime passes in objects to the handler that contain the invocation event and context, such as the function name and request ID. Okay, event is nothing but the parameter you are passing to this function. It will be a JSON string. Once you paste it, review it, they are just asking us to go through what this function is actually doing. Alright, so let's go. We have it ready here. So let's review our code. This is the code. This is the main function, handler function. As said, this will give you whatever runtime parameters. And for this function, you are going to pass the event parameter with a name or value pair. So you will have name emoji type and then the message string. In a name value pair, you can extract the value of the pair using name of the pair. If you know Python dictionaries, this is the Python dictionary, right? With two values. You can extract this value using the key. And what they are trying to do, they are trying to extract the event type, emoji type we are passing in the parameters, and they are assigning it to this. Then they are printing it. They are printing the message as well. What is the message? Another key in the dictionary. So they are extracting both the keys, and then they are putting them in the variables. Then they are printing both of them. Then they are creating a custom message. Right now it's a variable. It has nothing, so that's why they put it now. And then they are doing two checks. If the emoji type is 0, then they are going to say store the custom message as message for code 0, and then whatever message is in for that emoji type. If it emoji type is 1, then they are going to print message type for code 1. This is code 0, code 1, and then the message. If it is none of those, then they are going to print message for all other codes. And that's it. And the response, they are building the response and they are returning the response. The response is just like when you run the Lambda function, what you should return. You can name it anything. You can name these variables anything. And the response would look like this. It will have a key called message and the message, original message, and then the custom message and the custom message we prepared. Basics. This is like super basics in Python. Now let's come here, select everything. You can actually maximize this by clicking on the full screen, delete everything, and then paste our code, as easy as that. And I think all we have to do is deploy and test it. But okay, once we do that, review, response review, which we did, and then click, first we need to deploy and then click test. One, on the Lambda console, you can test your function locally. You can configure up to 10 test events per function. Test events you configure are not available to other users. I don't know why they do that. I have faced so many issues at my job. When one person develops something and tested and they are off on that day and we have to run and we don't have any clue what their events they are using. Okay, so we will create a custom event which we will call, you can call it anything, it doesn't matter. Then it will be a private, and then template. They want us to choose, what are they asking us to choose? The template, mobile backend echo, and then they are asking us to pass this as the event. It's just, think of it as like passing parameters to the Python function. You can choose templates with sample events that come from other AWS services. You can also change keys and values in the sample JSON to test your code. Once you do that, just run it, then you will get the response. You can see that here. Lambda runs your function on your behalf. The handler in your Lambda function receives and then processes the test event. Then they want us to go to monitor. Before doing that, let's go here. Let's deploy it. If there are no errors, then it will successfully. Then configure test event, because we don't have anything. It doesn't matter what you do. And you can even have hello world, or they want us to select mobile, wherever it is, the mobile backend. They will just give you operation and message. You don't want it. Copy paste this, save it, test it, and as you can see, it is printed. Since we passed the emoji type as 1, it printed saying message for code 1 hello world, because that is the message we put it in our message, right? So if you see, this is our emoji type, which is 1, and the message is hello world, so it printed that. That's all it does. Then they want us to go to monitor. You cannot see it from here, so let's remove them full screen. Then let's go here, click on monitor. Lambda automatically monitors functions on your behalf, reporting metrics through Amazon CloudWatch, which we have learned CloudWatch. Metrics include the number of requests, the invocation duration per request, and the number of requests that result in an error. Okay, you can click on CloudWatch logs. It will take you to CloudWatch logs. To help you troubleshoot failures in a function, Lambda logs all requests handled by your function and also automatically store logs generated by your code through Amazon CloudWatch logs. Okay, now we are in the CloudWatch logs, and here you can see the execution log. A log stream, which is I think log stream, yeah, here. It is a sequence of log events that share the same source. For example, the source here is AWS Lambda lab function. So here in the log streams, you will have all logs related to this one. Your Lambda function comes with a log group in Amazon CloudWatch logs. You can see that. The logs include a log stream for each instance of your function. Yeah, stream is nothing but the, whenever you run, if I run one more time, you will have another stream in log streams. The Lambda runtime sends details about each invocation to the log stream. The runtime then relays logs and other output from your function's code. You can create JSON test events for your function on the test tab. Okay, let's go back and look at the logs. View CloudWatch logs. it will take you to the log CloudWatch logs of this log group automatically, since we clicked it from there. It's dynamic, so it already took you to that group, and you can see you have one log stream, and if you click on it, you can see whatever we have seen in the Lambda function test window. Right there it showed you exactly this. It printed all this. It won't show you the response, but whatever is inside the function you are printing, everything will be shown here. You can click on the test. We already have here. We can change it. Now they want us to change it to 3. Save test events are also available on the code tab. On the test drop down menu, after you create one or more test events, you can invoke your function using one of your tests as an event. Okay, that's fine. 3. Okay, we can test it from there, and then you will get a result as yes. Okay, that's about it. This is a very small project. So here let's change to 3, and you can save it, and you can test it from here as well. You don't have to go back. Okay, let's test. Okay, it already tests. If you see the details, you can see hello world message for all other codes, because we only put if condition for 1 and 2, not for 3. So it went into the else and it printed the message. I think that's about this one. I mean, even though it looks so basic, the Python code depends on you. Here they are just showing us how you can Lambda to execute your code, no matter what that code is, and where will the logs be logged and etc. So I think that is the point that we need to learn from here, which we successfully did. So let's click on DIY. Now they want to modify the Lambda function code to display different feeling values based on emoji type. Okay, so what they want us to do is, okay, so we need to update our code. If emoji type is 0, then they want us to return feeling positive, feeling neutral, 0 and 1. If emoji type is anything else other than 0, 1, then it should be negative. Okay, so what they want is, instead of what are we returning right now? We are returning message and custom message, but what they want is, they want us to return feeling and the message. Okay, if they pass this value in the test, then we need to, since it is 0, we need to return positive and then that message. So let's go and do it. This is just basics. Okay, let's go. Okay, since we are already in test, minimize this. Let's change this. Save it. Code. Okay, the Lambda function. Now, if it is 0 instead of custom message, they want us to do what? Feeling, right? I think that is fine. We can leave that as is, but here let's put feeling, and this will be the custom message. Feeling will be custom message. We don't need all this. All we want is positive, then negative, and for all others, sorry, this is supposed to be neutral. All others it should be negative. Okay, I think that will do it, but they want this down and that up, so let's put it there. That's it, right? Let me see. How do they want the output to be? Feeling, positive, message. Yes, that's it. And they want us to give Lambda function ARNs, which we will do. So let's deploy. If your code is good, it should deploy it successfully. Test it. We already put the input parameters and the response is positive. I love the park. Success. All right, now let's go get the ARN of this Lambda function. Copy this, put it. Let's hope it won't hang on this one as well, because this is not big lab. Okay, I refreshed everything, so I am here again. The lab still looks like continuing. There is no change. So they provided some hints. That's fine. Okay, I will try one more time. If this doesn't work, should I just skip it? I think I will skip it. Do I even have that up? Yeah, it's not even giving me that up. At least this is not. then I don't know why they even provided the skip option. Okay, maybe if the validation fails, we can skip, I guess. Okay, I will do this validation again. If it fails, then I think I will stop it here. I think most probably this is going to fail, so I don't have any hopes on it. I will try to reach out to the customer care and we'll see if they, if I can even reach out to them, etc. Because this is the third lab, we are not getting any validation. But we didn't have this problem with the Cloud Practitioner. Cloud Practitioner, all the validations were good. Even if I did something wrong, it would result back saying like, it didn't get validated successfully. So, but with this, it's going into this hung state. Okay. That being said, thank you very much, guys, for supporting this series so far. I really appreciate it. If you have subscribed to this channel already, thanks. Thank you a lot. You guys give me the inspiration to make the more videos in this particular series. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead, subscribe. Once you subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you will know whenever I upload these videos. I consistently upload these videos, and do like and comment on this video, because the more activity you guys do on a video, that is like indirectly giving me feedback that we want more videos in this series. If I don't see many likes or comments happening on a video, then I will just assume that people are not interested. So I don't spend my time on this series and release videos. Maybe I will release, but maybe once a week. If I see more people liking the videos, then which means they want to see these videos, more in a week. So I will release maybe once or twice, one a day, or 2 days, one video, etc. like that. Okay, that being said, thank you. Have a great day. Peace out. See you in the next one.